Yeah.
Got to build it up a little.
Yeah. Woo!
Oh,
What happened, Ryan?
all right.
Okay, well, I guess enough of that. All right, anyways, boys, we're back in town. Woo! Welcome to Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. That was exciting, Ryan. My name's Tom. I'm a fantasy sports addict.
Woo!
And, woo, yeah, Ryan with the Santan Shandy.
Hey, give me a sec. My not hearing you.
Okay, Ryan's not hearing me. I hear him just fine, so hopefully
I'm back.
he can fix the audio settings. Okay, he's back.
It just
We're
didn't
both
like me
having a
plugging
little
in the head yet.
Okay. So we're having our Santan. It's podcast 92. It used to be called What the Fuck Are We Doing? We don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah.
But we're having a podcast today. It's a hangout. Ryan, the world has awaited your return for some time now. It's like prodigal son has returned.
Yeah, it's been since our Dynasty baseball draft since I've been on.
Yeah. I think that was probably about the last time. I mean, there's been a lot that's gone down since then, obviously, but yeah, I mean, everybody's been talking about where's Ryan and how's Ryan doing. So like, let's do the news. How is Ryan doing?
Woo!
I see he's wearing a Ham Fighters
not
jersey.
Just any. I got my Otani jersey while I was in Japan.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, I've been busy. Work's been dicking me around, switching crews, and like basically I was on mids, my overnight shifts for like the last 3 months, minus a trip to Japan.
Okay, so it's just been. I was gonna say that seemed like I don't remember you during the day ever for like a long time. It's been almost a quarter of a year or something, right?
I had 1 week where I was on days, and the last 3 months is essentially what it boils down to.
Okay.
So, just dicked. I mean, goddamn, I hate my night shifts. I used to like it, but I'm getting older, and I don't know.
Well, it's nice to see you out in the daytime. It's like we're not vampires. Look, it's daylight. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful 110-degree day here in Arizona. Woo! Gotta love it.
Woo!
So yeah, I mean, let's just check in. I mean, so you had a lot of shitty work. You were on a little vacation situation, but how are your teams doing? Let's talk about your teams. We've heard about everybody else's teams. We've heard how my teams are doing, and everybody's got injuries. What's Ryan's team like? I noticed you're in first place in a few leagues, so let's talk about this.
Well,
is this free balling? Are you free balling?
Some leagues, yeah. I mean, one of them's a sci-fi league. I'm in first place in Seth the Sportsman Sci-Fi League, so I'm pretty happy about that. I got a pretty sizable league in my home dynasty, like 12 games up. I'm in first place, I think. I looked this morning.
Right, and I'm the only person that's like pretty close to you. And I lost to Melinda last week. I thought I'd lose some territory. I'm still in second place.
Okay. But I don't know. It seems like as far as my teams, I'm either like kicking ass or dead last.
Okay. Now, what's really going on here in the FSAA leagues? I mean, we got the Roto League. You're what? 11th place? Maybe?
League, yeah, I mean, again, if you guys remember the Roto League draft, like I think I ended up throwing up in the middle of that draft and like just called it a night. And
yet you're still ahead of my puddle of shit collecting below the bottom of that baseball Roto League. Like, what is going on? It's a 15-team league, and somehow your team is better. You were vomiting and half dead during the draft. What's going on there? So you're clearly not winning this league, right? Neither.
Well, I mean, honestly, after the trade that involved what used to be its team, and we've since replaced it. Nobody's catching that team. Like,
No, it's actually very close. There are like several teams very close to catching Star's team. So
Jose's team.
Jose's team. Okay, yes. It's Jets Infinity's team. It's Jose. Sorry, Jose, it's your team. You walked into a good situation, though, but nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is given here. As Keenan was losing territory when he made that trade, you'll all remember that, the Zimmerman-Harper trade. Keenan has now started moving back up again. So it's fairly reasonable, I suppose. But you think about, Star getting that trade, you feel a lot better that Jose's got it, right? I mean, you're not like, as long as it's like good competition, right? You're happy about this league now.
Well, I mean, again, I'm just glad that there's no goddamn drama. That's the big thing. Like, just getting rid of that shit.
Right. So, all right, you weren't part of the proceedings for that. You were behind the scenes.
No, I was in Japan.
Well, you were still slightly behind the scenes. I mean, I was running the ship. I mean, I don't remember the guy's name, but you're like asking the captain of Exxon Valdez to like run FSAA sometimes here. Like, I'm like, all right, whoa. I'm just like flying off the cuff and like flying off the handle. And I mean, seriously, like if you could have chimed in and weighed in on that, it would have been interesting. But I mean, you saw the public execution, right? Like the assassination. I did.
I was back for that.
Well, that was, yeah, I know you were back for that, but I mean, nobody heard from you specifically about it. So, do you want to weigh in on that, or
no? Again, that was months ago. We're over it. We're moving on.
It was weeks ago. It was good though.
It was what it was. If you're listening to this and you don't know, go back. There's only a few videos ago. Like,
there haven't been many videos since then.
No,
we've been a little light on videos. I guess that's the other news. A little light on videos. So, what do we have to say about that, Ryan?
Me?
Well, that's what you're supposed to say something here in relation to me.
Well, I mean,
we're looking for some sort of like fire from Ryan at Tom. People are missing that, so yell at me or something.
Well, honestly, okay. Here's the deal and what's been going on with FSAA. After 2 years of just putting in all this goddamn time, like, yeah, I got burned out between work and wife and friends and golfing and bowling. Like, just not enough hours in the day to be fucking managing fucking 500 goddamn teams on multiple sites and multiple accounts. And dealing with your drunken ass who's like, woo, let's podcast. Okay, send me the link. Oh, sorry, dude, I passed out. Like, I mean.
When was that? How many times did that happen?
More than once.
I don't know.
But I mean, anyways, really what it comes down to is
like, I say that's a two-way street. That's a two-way street. In all fairness, let's be honest, that's a two-way street. But with your schedule and the working, right, you can't have that many drunken passing outs, and right, because you're limited to your time. You're limited to what you can realistically do with the time you have and the weird schedule you do have, right? So,
correct.
Where you're passing out or I'm passing out, like, we're not meeting in the middle is a lot of what I think we had, right?
Something like that. It just doesn't. It's not realistic for me to keep going the way that we have been doing. Like, it's great. I love the community. I'm still, on the website, and I'm still part of it. I'm still here and all that, but I'm just not able to devote as much time for the podcast and the videos and all that as, I previously was.
Right. But so you're still around for drafts. You're still doing FSAA league. It's not like Ryan hasn't gone anywhere. Ryan's still around. He's just not on screen as much.
Exactly.
And it's nice. I mean, again, thank you for joining me today. This is nice. I mean, again, people have been looking for where you've been and how's Ryan doing and what's going on. Everybody's anxious to see and hear from you. So it's nice.
Thank you.
But yeah, so you'll be chiming in like this occasionally here and there, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this is nice. You know, I'm here having a beer, chatting fantasy shit with Tom, and we got a handful of people watching us. Like,
Yeah.
Woo!
Hey, thanks for hanging out, everybody.
All right. Before we get going too far, I want to tell a Japan story.
Okay, please do. All right.
I haven't like really told anybody or talked much about my trip to Japan.
Okay, well, let's hear some Japan.
All right, so did a cruise with the in-laws. A little backstory: the in-laws actually fronted this trip for us.
Nice.
And they're in their 70s. They move slow. It's a cruise, limited time when we get off the ship to go and see stuff. But there was one day where they stayed on the boat, and the wife and I got to go experience Japan, just the two of us.
Okay, totally unfettered.
Yeah, so best fucking day in Japan. Like, we loved it so much, we want to try and go back.
Of course, yeah.
So first thing we do is go to the Hakodate Brewery. Got to go get a flight of beer. Did a little shopping in the morning market. Got a flight of beer, and then everything closes early for lunch. Like, they take siestas where like 3 o'clock everything's closed.
Really?
So we didn't really get a good lunch, so that kind of sucked. But we kept walking, and there's this mountaintop, and you take one of the little trail cars to get there.
Okay.
So, cool. Let's go, and we do that. So we go up to where the peak is, and you walk in, and you can go right and go up. There's this little left door for like a lower platform viewing area. Yeah. We go out there and look. It's nice. But I notice across the way on another peak, there's like this little like gazebo area. I'm like, let's go ahead and go. So we walked over there. It's this whole long trail, down the trail, across the parking lot, up another trail, and you get a view of the other side of the island. Okay. But anyway, so after, it's like, say, 30-minute hike.
Okay.
We get there. Nobody's around. I'm like,
Oh, shit.
So I had a little quality time on top of a mountain, like nobody around.
Oh, an American in Japan. Wow.
So that was nice. Then
wow.
Afterwards, we decided to go to one of these Japanese bathhouses, right?
Whoa. Okay. All right. Now we're getting somewhere.
So
we were already somewhere.
You're in Japan. You kind of got to go and do it. So it's only like $3 or $4, and like. But of course, they separate the women and the men. They got their own little bathhouse areas.
Right. So is everyone nude in this situation or what?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's completely naked. And so you walk in, and there's all these, like, lower showers with stools that you sit on and hunch over and wash yourself off before you go into these different, like hot tubs or hot springs kind of a thing. And there's like 3 different ones, and they vary in different temperatures from like really hot to, oh my fucking God, hot. Right?
Like I'm a crab. I'm being boiled.
Yeah. So like, I'm the only white guy there, and I'm walking around, and I just have that like South Park clip playing in my head. Oh, American penis is so big.
Oh, Jesus. I can't believe you went there.
So I'm just walking around, and then I walk into like the one that was really hot, and then like, halfway dunked, went and sat on the edge of it. And this middle-aged guy comes up and starts talking to me. He's speaking broken English.
Okay.
But, at first it's kind of friendly, but then it's like, oh, where are you staying? How long are you here for? What? Oh, you're married. And I think the last thing he said involved how he plays the trumpet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really? So you were propositioned in a bathhouse?
Yes,
because of your
Japanese guy.
Okay, was it because of the trumpet you were playing, or he could have played, or
I
is this
guess.
what
I mean,
is this what you're advertising here? The trumpet?
no, I'm just saying. I went to a goddamn Japanese bathhouse and got hit on by some guy. I've been hit on by guys before, not a big deal, but never
Right.
completely naked. Where like the dudes already saw the goods. It's just a little more awkward.
That's well, I mean, well, it's all out in the open at that point. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not all into that. I don't think I'd like first of all, I don't really want to see other people like stewing. You know, I don't want to see naked men stewing. If there were like if it was co-ed stewing, you know, I'd be okay with that. Like if I got to go see a bunch like you know, I don't really want to be around first of all, I don't want to be around a bunch of dudes anyways cuz I just don't like people. But I'd rather be around a bunch of chicks if I was going to be just totally uncomfortable and naked. And then people are propositioning you. That's really, I mean, what'd you say? Were you like, thanks, but not, I don't have a trumpet. I have no trumpets here, buddy.
Again, it wasn't that big of a deal, but you know, it was just fucking
No,
funny.
it's hilarious. This reminds me of our No movie where it's like, oh, anything you want's in here, honey. The fucking hotel scene.
I'm not interested in whatever it is that you are selling. Okay, I'm just trying to find my wife and get out of here.
Right, like leave me alone. Change, spare some change. Oh God.
But so
well,
after the bathhouse, you know, we went and we found this restaurant. And
all right, wait. Can I pause for a second? I want to go to the restaurant next, but I want to ask, why was there no couples zone? Like, why was there no like husband and wife together in a hot spring? Like, I don't understand that aspect because like you know what I mean? Like, if you're on a romantic vacation or like you're at a like when you want to be like naked in a hot tub with like your wife and then like a bunch of other couples or something.
This wasn't a luxury spa that they had on the cruise ship. This was like $4 like public.
What was this like was it like some back alley fucking shenanigans?
No, it's just that's how it is in Japan. Like these public bathhouses are, you know, pretty common. Like, you know, that's part of why we did them.
They don't have a shower at home? Like, I mean, like, I don't, like, I would rather be all sweaty and steamy, not with anyone else, and maybe a chick. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, you're braver than I am. You're bold, Ryan. Ryan's bold. Hey, when he's out there, he's out there. He's doing it. All right, so let's talk about this restaurant you went to after you were Now, did you tell Grace about being propositioned, by the way?
Of course.
That was like the first thing you told her, like, oh man, some guy said he wanted to film my trumpet.
I waited until we like left the building because like we got there. She's like, oh, what did you think? I'm like, it was interesting. She's like, you never want to go back. I'm just like, no, I don't think I care to go back.
Yeah, that's like a one time. And I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, and then when we got outside, that's when I told her. I just didn't want to, you know, like public earshot, like whatever.
Right. You don't want to like offend anybody or like just, you know, right. Okay, I get it. Not that there's anything wrong with playing the trumpet.
No, just I'm more of a slap of the bass kind of guy.
Yes, right. Oh man. Okay, so let's talk about this restaurant. What'd you go eat after this?
Real quick. So again, with the in-law, again, the guy's, you know, well-to-do, but he's cheap. So like when we were out with him, like he wouldn't pay for a meal that costed more than $10. So it's like, oh, in this area, the ghost shrimp tempura is the delicacy. Oh, it's $15. So we got to go get a $5 pizza next door. You know, some shit like that.
What, like fucking? There's like a Little Caesars with a $5 takeout pizza or something, and you gotta pass on the ghost shrimp.
Exactly.
It's like a once in a lifetime experience at that point, right? You gotta have some ghost shrimp.
I know. So we were kind of a little bit upset about that, but we found this one goddamn restaurant. You walk in and there's like just a wall of aquarium with like live fish that you order and then they prepare and cook it and right to your table.
Okay, so you pick it out of the tank. You're like, yes, that guy. He keeps, hey, no, come back here. I'm gonna eat you. Is that how it is, basically?
Basically, and so we got a squid that, like, when it was on our plate, the goddamn thing was still moving. Like, he poked its head, and like the little tentacles that weren't cut off would like move.
Oh shit!
So Grace slurped down the head.
Oh,
but
oh, dude, really? Oh,
really? I got video of it.
Wait, so it's just like squid head while it's still like, I'm dying. I don't know what's going on. I'm a squid.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But
okay, all right.
But
keep going,
the hero of the night was this rockfish, where it's like a deep sea fish that can only be caught with a single hook line. So it's nothing that's farmed or easy to come by. So it's like, $40 or something, but it was just fatty and succulent and like,
ooh, yeah.
That was the best meal like we fucking ever had. Like, it was just so good.
Was it like marlin or something like that? Or I mean, marlin's pretty good. I've had
this thing's like, okay, maybe this big. So we got the whole fish. It wasn't like,
okay, so it wasn't like a sushi kind of thing. Okay.
Where you like, you get like a steak of a giant fish. This was like, and they're ugly as fuck looking, like, but man, they're fucking just fatty and tasty.
Oh man, it sounds good. It sounds exciting. And okay, so while you were there, did you have any that, what is it, fogu or the basically the puffer fish? If you cut it wrong, it kills you?
Oh, no. Okay, well, I mean, again, that was really the only like real nice Japanese meal we had while we were there.
Okay, the rest of it was just like tourista,
Well,
American.
Well, not even that. Like, we'd order, like, we go to like the Cherry Blossom Festival, and there's all these little tents with like, okay, here's some, deep fried, shrimp or just whatever, like, little fair type food.
Okay, nothing exciting.
Yeah, but I mean, again, we had dinner on the cruise ship and all that.
Well, yeah, I'm sure the cruise dinner was fantastic. But so that was your taste of Japan day. That was like one day in Japan and everything went fucking sideways.
I don't know. It was a great fucking day, It
sounds pretty exciting. I mean, I'll be honest, that sounds exciting. That's I don't know how I feel about being propositioned. I'd be a little bit like, but did the guy have a wife? Was it like a partner switch sort of scenario, or like what was going on there?
No, it was just some dude in the bathhouse, like.
Okay, so you were being hit on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't like
it wasn't some swinging dicks kind of a thing.
Well, it was a swinging dicks kind of thing. I mean, I'd usually like a little swinging other stuff too, but that's just me. I'm glad you enjoyed that. That sounds like quite a Japanese experience, Ryan. I've never heard a Japan story like that in my life.
And this was my first time telling you, so you heard it.
Yeah, I heard it live. This is exciting. I mean, that's really. I'm gonna have to let that one soak in for a while. I mean, that's quite an experience. Normally, like the most exciting hot tub experience I've ever had was a bunch of couples. Well, no, I take that back. That was exciting, but I didn't really want to do that because they were all way older than my ex-wife and I were. The most exciting was when I was way younger and before I was married. There was a business lady in a hot tub, and I was at the Biltmore, really fancy hotel here in Phoenix, with Mac and Mac and I don't know, Steve, but this business lady, she's like, "You guys want to come back to my room?" And I was like, "Yep." And Mac's like, "No." I'm like, "We're going." Oh man, and yeah, they threatened to leave me behind. I was a little scared about what would happen if I was by myself. She did seem a little bit, Black Widowy, but it was cool. It was very tempting. Now, see, that's better than I mean, again, unless you're into that. Like, if you were into that, that'd be like, hey, guess what? I play the trombone. Right? Hey, let's go start a jazz band, baby. We're gonna either start a ska band or a jazz band, or it's gonna be totally like woohoo the rest of the afternoon. That's a story. I love that story. Ryan, thank you for sharing that. I feel like we've all learned something about Japanese bathhouses today. I mean, really, you've really illuminated us all as to the Japanese bathhouse.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
So, I mean, that was totally not sports related, no fantasy value whatsoever. But hey, when in Japan, either steer clear or go to a bathhouse. I don't know what to say. It depends on your interests.
Preference.
Right? Hey, either one sounds pretty exciting. I don't know, but so yeah, what else? What else you got? I mean, like, what are you gonna have going forward? I mean, we know you're on your days. We know we got football coming up. What are you feeling? What's Ryan feeling? What's Ryan feeling about the season coming up? What do we got?
I'm definitely going to cut back on my football leagues. Like, I think right now I'm even in like 7 of them that have just like renewed and like,
okay.
I don't know. So there's a couple keeper leagues I'm probably going to just bail on.
Okay.
JD, I'm going to stick in yours, so don't worry about that one.
Right.
But again, I think just as a whole, I plan on just kind of cutting back the number of fantasy leagues. And I mean, again, our dynasty leagues, like, we're going to be fucking 80 and playing with fucking Shaquille O'Neal the fourth.
Probably. I remember when his great-grandpappy was still on my team. Like walking with a kid. Like, Nate'll be young. We've always joked about this, how Reverend Nate Dogg, or maybe Bronson, would be the guy like coming to visit us at the old folks' home. It's like Ryan and Tom and James and J Money and like Andrew. We're all just like old people in wheelchairs with blankets over our laps and like, hey, remember, like
hey,
so
maybe,
Bronson comes and spoon feeds us and helps us set our lineups.
Maybe at that point we can actually get a full live in-person draft.
Yeah, we all retire to the same old people home. Hey, we're all drafting. I'm wheeling over. Oh. Ah! Ah! That would be fucking awesome. Rumham! Ah! Ah! People actually die over Rumham now in the drafts when we're in our 80s and 90s. You know what? I'll probably still be playing. I mean, I hope, especially these dynasty leagues, like, it would be fun as shit to have Mike Trout, or like in your case, have Bryce Harper the entire career. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Manny Machado. There's so many of these players, and like even guys coming up now. Like, I mean, if you think about some of these players, like to have them their entire career and have a dynasty league that lasted that long. I mean, I didn't have Pujols his entire career, but
I'm pretty sure I will, and maybe at some point we're like, fuck it, I'm just going down with the ship.
Well, I'm doing it with Pujols. Like, I'll be honest, like, I'm glad he's hot right now because it's carrying me with an absence of Mike Trout and, AJ Pollock in the dynasty leagues. But, Pujols is actually, he's hitting home runs. That grand slam for the 600th wasn't bad. That was kind of like, I remember when he was that good all the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, I mean, and like, I'm at this point where I'm like, what do I do with Albert Pujols in a dynasty league? I've had him goddamn 8 years now. He's definitely on the back 9, or he's like on the back 3 even. But he's still got like 8 more years on the contract or something. I mean, and the guy's like probably, we've always joked about how he's listed at like, 38, but he's probably more like 42.
Oh, yeah. He totally lied about his age. Like, they did not do a bone density test on him when he signed.
They didn't? Jeez. Okay, so, I mean, Pujols is a very old man at this point. I mean, he's practically, get me to the game. With his feet and his DH.
Get off my lawn!
You get off my lawn, Mike Trout. But no, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm obligated at this point to own Albert Pujols the length of his career. I've had him this long. It wasn't the entire career. I didn't have him back in 2001. We weren't playing Dynasty in 2001. No. I think my first year of when was my first fantasy year? Was it 2002 or 2003? I don't remember. Like, you had played it a year or two before me, and then I got into it. And, you're like, oh, we should do this. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Right.
But, so I didn't have – we haven't been doing Dynasty that long. It's been pretty long time, but not that long. So, but I mean, this guy is literally on like the back three, and it's hard to get rid of him because you've enjoyed so many home runs and so many memories. And like I think about just the head-to-head leagues where we had Pujols and A-Rod and stuff like that. And I mean, back when we were doing just redraft leagues, I mean, there was that one year where if you had like, if you paid late for Prince Fielder and like drafted A-Rod early, you got like 50 home runs apiece out of your corners. I think it was 2007.
Well, I mean, even before
like,
that
was 10 years ago.
We still had some of that fucking glorious, you know, HGH, PED
steroid
shit.
era.
Where like, I mean, Manny and Ortiz and Sheffield and like.
Yeah, Chef and A-Rod were my go-to combo.
Yeah, you had the A-Rod Chef. I had the Manny and Ortiz and like.
Yeah, we were Yankees red. That was good stuff, baby. That was good stuff. But now, I mean, the idea of having a player that's going to be, I mean, we are not in the PED era anymore. Well, maybe we are. Are we? I mean, we got guys getting busted like Mark. Maybe we still are. I think they just need to like let it go still. But
right. Well, I mean, again, we've had that argument in the past.
Right.
Like everybody knows our
That's
stance.
True. Back to football, like, all right, we have 2 FSAA leagues. You're in both of them, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
And we've got, well, there is talk of an FSAA keeper, not a dynasty setup where it's like you keep we're talking about keep maybe 3 to 5 players, just kind of like the core of your team, your best wide receivers, your best running backs, something like that.
Okay.
So there's talk of that, and I just, you know, in JD's league, I don't believe, so I'll have to check that out. Is there any opening spots or open spots? I'll have to check that out.
You'll have to ask him.
Well, so where Ryan's stepping back from football, I'm ramping up football. I'm now very excited about football. I had an okay season. It wasn't great last year, but I feel like for the first time ever, I finally understood fantasy football to the level where I was like, I feel comfortable. And it's never been a strength for me. I don't even like football. I still don't really like football.
I had one football team where I just fucking damn near ran it straight through, but it was where I had Bell and David Johnson. It was like my 1-2 picks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when he just got like top running backs, yeah.
Once he got back from his suspension, like, I think I lost one game in the first like 3 weeks, maybe one game because of bye weeks, but when my team was healthy and firing all cylinders, I was just like blowing everybody fucking completely the fuck out of the water.
Right, just right out the fucking window, right in half. Just fucked them.
Humped off the stage.
Let's get a mock draft going. I mean, I was talking about doing it this weekend. Had some stuff come up. You know, you're at work. I don't want to do a mock draft without Ryan for the first 10. Like, let's do a mock draft. You want to do a mock draft? I'm not saying today. Maybe today is too early for you, but
mock draft? Did somebody say
mock? Oh, that's the sock.
Ah!
Nice. The mock into a sock.
Woo! Did somebody say draft?
There we go. He's back. Yep, the draft mock sock is back.
Oh, mock sock in a while. If you notice, he's not standing up on his own.
No, you know, it's been a while. Did you
watch that's kind of sad.
Well, we're gonna have to work on that. We should really actually, you know what we should do? Glue him. We should, you know, oh, that's what we should do. Oh, I wonder if I could do that. We could turn it into like a, no, that would glue it to your foot then. Yeah, never mind. Anyways, I'm trying to think of how we could make him like glue up like an actual sock. He wouldn't be a puppet at that point though. So anyways, but let's get into this football because I've been seeing all these like mock draft results and, you know, rankings. And I'm like, but I haven't done it yet. And I don't know, like I want to, but nobody else is talking about it. I'm the only one that's like, hey, football. Am I too early? We don't have a lot of diehard football enthusiasts.
There's a few on the site. I think it was LT that was on their site talking about being excited about football.
Okay. So, I mean, if we've got people that are like looking forward to a draft, even jump into public league with people if they just want to get into something on the fly, you know? So, like, I think that'd be good. I mean, I like your weekend, but like you're not working this weekend, right?
No.
Upcoming. So we could potentially schedule a draft or a mock or something. I know you have today. I don't know if your plans allow for it, but we can we have seven or eight people watching right now. We could always just jump right into one. I don't know. It's always out there. We're all here. Right? We did just all hear a wonderful story about the trumpet. So, I mean, there's always that chance that like a little trumpet playing, football mock draft. I don't know. It's out there. It's out there. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know where everybody else is on that, but
yeah. I mean, we'll see. I just got to stay sober enough to pick up the wife from work.
Okay, then a mock draft is probably not the best before you pick up somebody. If you have to
probably not. Especially after buying 48 of these bad boys at 40 cents a pop. Like,
let's hear about this. We were a little delayed. We were delayed on the podcast. I want to hear what happened exactly, if we can.
I went on a beer run to the little Asian market that's on the corner. You know, of course, I live like walking distance to the Asian market. Go figure, right?
Right.
But so they have these shopping carts on the back of their liquor aisle and a bunch of loose cans. So I literally took every last Santan beer that they had in these carts.
Lovely.
The one thing that I could not understand is there was Keystone Light, and they were selling those fuckers for 50 cents.
50 cents?
Right. That's like going
all right, maybe. Well, I was going to say, like, yeah, that's like the price of a Six or a Keystone or PBR even or something like that if you prefer that star. But that's Santan, that right there, that Santan Shandy you see Ryan sipping, that is a fantastic beverage.
It is.
Thank you, Santan, for all your love. Woo. But yeah, I mean, crappy beer, that's amazing. I mean, Keystone.
So yeah, right. I got 48 of these ones and then 24 of these tall Breckenridge, which is a good Colorado brewery, nitro stouts. They were 50 cents a piece. So 48 of these, 24 of those, and I spent $33. Like,
that's a lot of beer. It's a lot of beer. Now, did you push the entire clearance shopping cart to the front of the store?
No, because they had, like the bottom was all like the Keystone Lights, and so there's a bunch of beer I didn't want.
Okay, you just left the shitty beer for whoever else is picking through at 50 cents a can.
Yeah.
Going rate. Right. All right, fair enough. I mean, again, you took the good shit and hit the highway. I wouldn't blame you for that.
No, let's real fast.
Yeah.
All right, your Rage Cast. Everybody kind of seemed to like that.
Yeah, all right. Do you want to talk about it for a minute? If we're going to go into it, because, again, I'm very self-conscious and stuff, I got to get a beer. I'm nervous.
Okay, Tom's going to get a beer. Again, part of with me kind of taking a little bit of a step back of doing these podcasts and videos, like Tom's going to try to step it up. Again, he's been slacking, God damn it. Like, part of that was his internet issues, so we can't totally fault him. But, he did do a Ragecast video where he was talking shit about the NBA and Kathy Griffin. And I thought it was pretty goddamn hilarious, and a lot of the other addicts out there agreed. Tom's not so sure because Tom's perfectionist and, like, his biggest critic.
Yes, I am. I'm very harsh on myself. Did I hear the word hilarious? People said it was hilarious?
Yes. Was
it funny? Was it actually fun? I mean, I don't know. Like, I didn't. and this isn't like fake humility. Like I actually truly doubt myself. Like I thought it was gonna be terrible. Like the first person that watched it was Cubby, and he was like, well, he had some feedback, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't like he shit on it or anything. He didn't shit on me or anything. I was like, yeah, that was what I was kind of worried about. Then he rewatched it, and he's like, yeah, actually, it was a lot better than I thought it was. So I was like, well, I guess I can watch it now. So I watched it, and I was like, that seemed okay. But, like, so, I mean, it was viewed as funny. Like, it was well-received. It was good. I'm going to keep doing these then?
Yes. I mean that's the kind of thing where, we got to decide. Like, I'm here. I'm going to support you. You got – Cubby and Andrew joining in podcasts and streams, and you do a draft. We're all going to jump in the drafts, but like at this point, we're trying to support you more, and like again, we're all this community, and we're all we're all part of it. But you got to keep doing these videos and draw more and more addicts and all that good shit.
So am I like Moses leading the Israelites out of Egypt here? Is that what's going on? Like, is that what you're saying? That's a lot of pressure. I don't know if I like that. Is that what you're saying?
Well, again, the funny thing about that is like, I guess the Google walk time that Moses had to do was only like a week, and like took him like 40 years.
That does sound like me. He kept stopping to get fucked up and eat manna along the way. And he's always talking to things that are on fire and tripping out, and like lightning bolts and rocks that have nothing on them or something. Golden cows. Oh, poor Moses. So really it's like a week's walk and it took him 40 years. Oh, that sounds like somebody that helped you build your furniture the other day. Oh, Christ.
One goddamn shelf.
He couldn't even get that right. Ryan had a furniture disaster with somebody helping him, and they had to pay this person to not do anything right. Oh, man. What a disaster. All right. So, but seriously, like what I have a hard time proceeding solo, right? I think everybody knows that. Like I have not. Well, and there's been other issues that have held this up. There's been a lot of technical problems around here lately. I hope the internet connection's good today. I haven't seen anything dropping out. I feel like it's good.
It's good.
So, I mean, like I feel like I fixed the problems, the technical issues that I've had for a couple of weeks. But it was literally about 2 weeks. So that's good. But like, like I'm just like, where Andrew and James and everybody, like they all kind of have their niche where they write their articles or they talk about the topics they talk about. Excuse me. I don't want to redo stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll do that. BPM, burps per minute, belching per minute. But what I don't want to like rehash shit because I don't feel like addicts or anybody that plays to the level we do comes to us for like information. Like you might come to us for like a sounding board where it's like, what do you think about this? Or how do you feel about this? It's like running ideas past your peers. And so for me to be like, well, this is what you got to go do. Oh, did you see like, and that's not how I play fantasy. You know that.
Tom, you know what? Like, okay, you can have your rage cast, but I think what you really got to do, or we got to do, is just go back to the weekly meeting. If you can have a set time, like, okay, every weekday, whatever day or time you choose, we're going to have the FSAA meeting. And then you can open it up to whoever wants to join in and talk about their addiction and their fantasy teams, whatever the hell they want to talk about. And It's just kind of that more of the sense of the community where it's not like you have to sit down and talk about waiver wire pickups and hard hitting percentages and, all that type of shit. It's just like we're a community. There's a bunch of addicts. Like we all come together.
Okay. No, I mean, I think that's good. I actually, that's not actually too difficult to accomplish. I mean, I'd like to know, like, this would be nice feedback.
And just with my schedule, like, we were never able to commit to something.
Yeah. No, I mean, it wasn't practical. I mean, so, I mean, I guess my major issue with that would be like the main thing I want to cover with a hangout is like what's like I want to do it what's like on a good night, you know, like or a good daytime, whatever people can most attend. That's always been our issue, and a lot of it was our issues between you and I. But since I'm more flexible than you are, and you can come and go basically bi-weekly in this sense, if I have a set time,
right?
Like I would just like to have like what's a and again, it's a different schedule for everybody. It's summertime. I would just like to have something that was, you know, equally accessible to pretty much everybody, you know? That way,
I mean, again, I think we've always liked or thought is like Sunday, depending on what's going on Sunday night football, right. Sunday night baseball, playoffs on Sunday, and just try to like coordinate. Like, okay, you can have the time fluctuate a little bit based on whatever game is going to be starting.
Right.
But, you know, if it's all okay, well, the Sunday night game tonight is Sunday night baseball or Sunday night football or, you know, whatever.
Right. Does Sunday night seem to be the popular night? I guess that would be my first question. Is Sunday night the most popular night? If so, that can happen. That can be a main thing. That would probably be. I
think Sunday night is a popular night because there's always a national televised sport.
Okay. Yeah, all right. I mean, that's, you know, that's something I can facilitate. I just want to make sure that seems to be the best night. And again, being that we're West Coast, and everybody else is sort of East Coast for the most part, you know, a lot of these Sunday night games, they start West Coast time. And so, you know, when we're talking about getting started at 5 o'clock, it's 8 o'clock.
They still stay up and they're still watching these games.
Okay, all right. I mean, that's you know, time zone differences.
Yeah, again, it's obviously you're never going to make everyone happy.
Right. All right. I can make that work. I mean, again, as long as it's a popular opinion and that's what people want to do, I'm happy to do that. I really don't have any reason not to. I mean, as far as the podcast, the weekly podcasts, I can work on that. I just hate bringing up rehashed topics. That's my main issue.
Yeah, Cubby's saying Sunday's good for end of the week head-to-head talk as well, especially come playoff times and like, fuck you, Justin Bohr.
Yeah. All right, so that's it. You know what? I'm gonna do? While you're here, I'm gonna make it official. I'm gonna schedule it. I don't even know what the fuck I got going on this Sunday, but Sunday night. What's 5 o'clock? That's the Sunday night ESPN game. 5 o'clock West Coast. Yeah.
I don't think the finals are still going to be going.
All right. So can we transition to that yet, or do you want to chastise me more about content? Because I do want to talk to you about the NBA and the finals. Because I have a
I mean, again, Tom, I could chastise you all you want about content, but there's no point of it. Like, I mean, it is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. So it's all just, it's you know, it's what you do and what you want to do, and like. If you don't want to do it, like, fine. Like, that's your call, and I'm not going to, like, chastise you for it.
Well, people wanted to see you yell at me. That's what they miss. They miss you yelling at me.
Well,
I'll find something to piss you off about.
Again, we're not disagreeing on your asinine player evaluations.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Which player evaluations?
Any or all of them?
What are we talking about?
That was just a
what are we talking about here?
Generalization of shit that I yell at you about.
I think my player evaluation's just fine. See, I got the eye on it before it's that. You know what I mean? You know, nobody else had Aaron Judge. I did. I had to go, let him go, got him back, let him go, got him back, let him go. Now somebody's sucking down my sloppy seconds. How's that taste, Nate Dogg? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't miss out. You know what I mean? When I make my picks, I make my picks. Hey, who's got Domingo Santana? Is that you, JD? Yeah. How's that taste? I'm just saying. You know, maybe I'm off by a year, 2 years. I'm a little early. Y'all got my players on your team. Don't worry about it. Y'all got a little Tommy swimming around on your team. Yeah, that's right. You all got a little bit of me swimming around in your roster. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Anyways.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it is disgusting. Let's talk about this NBA Finals that's going to be over.
All right. Give me 1 second. I need one more beer.
Like, because this is just a shit show. Like, if you saw the Ragecast, if you haven't, go check it out. It's the last video on our YouTube channel. Ragecast #1. By the way, thank you for all the positive reviews about that. I haven't heard them personally, but I appreciate that they are good. I'll try to continue delivering. But yes, my take on the NBA currently is that I don't really care to watch. I'm more excited about football season, fantasy football. The NBA has turned into basically the WWNBA. It's like World Wrestling Entertainment. It's basketball entertainment right now. I really have very little interest. And, these finals games, this is what I was waiting for all year. Where are these great games I was promised? Where's this matchup that I was like, well, we all know. I mean, we all knew it was coming to this, but like, what is this? Like, now this is just like sad. I was like, well, I hope we don't always see these 20-point blowouts. And Cubby was like, well, you got your wish. It wasn't a 20-point blowout. It was a 19-point blowout. Okay.
Right.
Well, so what am I watching? I mean, now again, you got the Air Jordan quote, like, it's not a series until somebody wins on the road. But I mean, it's pretty goddamn fucking plainly evident that there is no answer for Kevin Durant. Like, the Durantula is very venomous to the Cavaliers. So let's hear your take, because I'm bored as shit. But I want to know what you think about this finals. Are you having fun watching the Warriors just like bend the Cavaliers over the table?
No, not at all. And again, there's got to be some of the Kardashian curse at play.
Oof.
Like,
with the Tristan?
Yeah, as soon as Tristan got involved with that, they should have just fucking like ate his salary and waved his ass.
Just waved him like, oh wait, you're fucking a Kardashian. Please go. Time to go.
I mean, we're already paying you too much because.
Wait, which Kardashian is Tristan Thompson currently fucking?
I want to say it's like the worst of them, Chloe.
Chloe's fucked so many, like, Jesus. Well, she's like,
yeah, she's had more black loads than a fucking washing machine.
Do we say that? Is that even legal? Like, that's not even okay. That's like not okay. Who said that?
I did.
Oh, God Christ. All right. And we're not even that many beers in.
Am I
you know
wrong? I can.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And I think anybody would agree with you about that with the Kardashians. They're just very, very. That is just like a vortex, a black hole, a vacuum of insanity. Like, whatever happened, anything that's going on there.
J Money saying she's got more black eyes than Hurricane Katrina.
Oh my God. Who is writing these jokes? Lisa Lampanelli? Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, who is writing these jokes? Lisa Lampanelli. All right, like, enough with the racial humor, everybody. I feel like we're walking a very fine line.
All right, we got Sonic.
I didn't it wasn't me.
2017.
Well, it sounded PC police are going to ruin this podcast. Okay, well, all right, but, like, I think it's just generally, I don't care who's what color and who's doing who and what loads or what. Just if there are people with that kind of issue, just sucking other people's lives into it like a blender of shit, just like literally like somebody took a just runny shit into a blender, put it on max speed with the lid off. That is the Kardashians, and now Tristan Thompson is part of the splatters of shit on the wall from that blender. So I feel like is that a more adequate explanation?
No, I like
all the racial
better.
undertones and overtones.
I like
okay,
better.
Sorry. All right, fine. Whatever. All right, fine. Okay, but it's all true.
So yeah, I mean, obviously, fuck Golden State and their super team. Like Cleveland, like they don't have like the super team that like Golden State does, but again, it's just bad all around. Granted, we weren't alive during the Celtics and Lakers.
Yeah, where it was just Celtics and Lakers. Yeah. We are. I mean, like my dad watched that. Like I remember hearing these stories about how that one, the first Suns championship loss came against the Celtics, and my dad still hates the Celtics. My dad still despises the Celtics, and I don't have that animosity because I never really. I mean, outside of when we were rooting for the Celtics a couple of years ago when they were the first super team, right? Like outside of that, I don't really have much like up or down about the Celtics.
As
a Suns fan, anyways.
Again, the Bulls in the '90s, they were a super team for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but the Celtics were never one of the teams you thought of in the '90s when we grew up watching basketball. You and I.
Nah, the Celtics were fucking trash at that point.
Yeah, I mean, we're thinking Knicks, we're thinking Bulls, we're thinking like even Indiana, like. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
JJ Money saying he was alive, and it wasn't like it was today. There are teams that had a chance.
That's what I assume. I would assume that there were like it was more parity. I mean, that's my complaint about the NBA is there's just no parity. Like there's just no.
Well, and really, what people don't understand is it's all because of the goddamn collective bargaining agreement bullshit.
Yep, and it happened that Golden State had cap space. They were smart through their drafting, so they happened to have cap space. And even Adam Silver was talking about this. He had an interview with Colin Cowherd, and I know a lot of people don't like the Herd, but he was talking about how literally Golden State Warriors are an aberration. Like that's like an anomaly in the system that normally wouldn't have been allowed to happen, but because of the way things worked out with the salary bumps and all this other stuff. It was just like a perfect situation. They had the cap space, and there's nothing wrong with how that played out. And yes, it's a super team, but by no means are they yet a dynasty. They won a championship 2 years ago without Durant. Nothing's been won yet. We haven't had 3 in a row. Cavaliers aren't a dynasty. They won 1 last year, and they're hanging by a thread right now. So, I mean,
LeBron James is his own dynasty where he's been there 7 years in a row.
Yeah, he's his own dynasty. That's the point. Yeah, I think everybody agrees with that. And I mean, but it is to me, it's sad to see the sort of like last few good years of his career, where even he's surrounded by this amazing team. He's really got a pretty good team around him. But like, I mean, this whole thing, it's like, what am I watching? Like, and it's the difference is like you have an extra superstar that like no other team in the league can actually have, and somehow the magic of the fucking salary shit, like it just happened to work out. And it may never happen again in the future, but it might with these salaries going up. I don't know. I mean, you think it's going to get worse?
No, because so much of it was also based on when players were able to become free agents, and you saw a lot of these like scrub players get paid way too much because of this increase. And I think that's where they fucked up, where it's like, okay, last season there's like, okay, we're just going to randomly add $20 million to your overall budget. Right. And I mean,
so you can now go sign anybody.
Yeah. So that's like every team basically had a chance at a max player if they got a little bit creative, like Golden State did, getting rid of fucking not re-signing Harrison Barnes, getting rid of Leandro Barbosa and Zaza Pachulia. Like, so they freed up enough room to be able to sign a max contract player. And they were 3 games to 1 in the finals from being considered the greatest team of all time.
Well, right.
They won the most I mean, granted, that's all null and void because they didn't fucking win the finals.
Win it, yeah. Null and void. But that's what made me so excited about last year's championship was, I mean, watching LeBron out there in Game 7, just leave everything out there. I mean, dude, that was fun.
Yeah,
that was a good series.
Yeah, I mean, again, the previous 2 were really good series. Like, I really enjoyed watching Golden State win their first one.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I was still rooting for LeBron back then, but because again, it was him and nobody else at that point, right? So, but yeah, this year though, it just looks like it's.
Well,
I mean, are we talking about a sweep?
2 years ago, Love and Kyrie were both injured.
That's what I was saying. It was LeBron by himself. I mean,
Yeah.
and like Dellavedova,
right? Who got paid and went to Milwaukee. Like he's like what, fucking like $18 million backup, some fucking ridiculous shit.
Yeah, and that's exactly the salary stuff you're talking about, where you're signing scrubs for like big money. Hey, and you know what? More power to the players for that. Like, I have no problem with the players getting paid. They work hard. Like they've, I'm not going to fault them. Like Cubby and I were talking about
it should have been spread out, or just, okay, we got $20 million. Let's just boost everybody's percentage up by 20%. So if you're getting paid $20 million right now, we're going to throw on another fucking $2 million or whatever the math is.
Whatever it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
no, I mean, I
should have just brought everybody up evenly instead of like, oh, well, you done fucked up because you signed a long-term contract last year.
Right. Yeah. That's actually pretty true. I mean, I think that makes sense. I don't know if they're going to fix that. I know there's more salary increases coming, right? We got more money.
Yeah, but it's not nearly like it was last year.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the Suns did a little bit of that. Like with the cap years, we kind of overspent on some return former vets and like the Barbosa and Dudley, and then signing Chandler. Ugh. Hopefully, I don't know. Somebody was talking about if we have, I don't. You know what? I'm not even gonna speculate about the Suns. Forget it. Like I don't even want to, because it doesn't even matter. Like that's what I'm like. What if the Suns did this, or what if the Suns like no?
Well, I mean, that's the thing with the NBA. There's very few teams that have any real reason
to try to compete.
Other than like financial type reasons, where like, okay, they can make the playoffs, sell jerseys, home games, all that kind of shit. But really, there's not any team next year that's going to be changing that as long as both Curry and Durant come back next year, and Golden State and
like
Cleveland are. Yeah.
Now, well, let's talk about the Celtics. They're the closest. They're the closest. Now they could, right? If they move that first pick, like you said that Unibrow is potentially a trade target for the Celtics. Is this true? Is this just hyperbole or what? What's going on here?
It's all hearsay at this point, but I mean, again, the Paul George and Jimmy Butler, that's obviously there.
Yeah, but that's not going to get him past Cleveland necessarily. I mean, it's certainly not going to get him past Golden State. But, like, I don't know. You bring in, like, because I don't think – I mean, really, does Golden State have an answer for a unibrow on the Celtics? I mean, how do you – especially if they go out and sign Gordon Hayward too. I mean –
well, but they also have IT who they got to re-sign, who's going to get paid.
Right. Well, it should be an interesting draft season. Should we do a live draft show? We'll probably do a live draft show. Are you working that night or not?
I hope not.
Well, let's see. What night is it? It's June 22nd, I believe.
Again, I've already been doing my draft homework. Not so much even just the lottery. Like, I got a pretty good idea how the lottery should play out.
Right. Well, right, because you're the Red Rock 30 League and all this stuff. You're researching your multiple late picks. Or not late, but
no, they're late. Picks. No, because, again, in the Red Rock 30 team dynasty, I have picks 23, 25, 31, and 32.
Okay.
So those are kind of like, I'm looking for those like second round players, those late round European stash players. I mean, I got quite a few players that I like that I hope are still going to be there. Some of them I'm thinking like Malcolm Brogdon, where, okay, this guy's a senior, his upside's maybe not that high, but like he's able to come in and contribute right away.
Okay. Now you got a lot more picks than I do. I'm shitting in one hand and wishing in another on that situation.
I mean, again, if I could move a couple of those and move up, I'm going to try. But I just don't have a lot of like extra pieces other than the picks to move.
That might be enough, though. I mean, we saw some of those crazy trades in that Red Rock League last year. I mean, JD, if you're still listening, you remember that stuff, right? That was nuts. I mean, we still have. Do we know when the Red Rock 30 draft is?
I think not until August.
Now, is it slow like it was last year when we did the original draft, or is it just like...
I'm pretty sure because, again, there's no way to get 30 teams all to be able to agree on a draft time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, slow it is. Slow and steady wins the suckfest.
Now, okay, assuming Josh Jackson is gone, who are you hoping at for?
Well, all right. So
because I'm pretty sure that really the draft should go Fultz, Ball, and Jackson.
Yeah. I don't even know. I mean, I'm hoping people play Homer. Because, right, you're picking what?
2.
Second?
Yeah.
And you're probably taking whoever the Suns take, right?
No, I'm taking either Fultz or Ball.
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's Ball. I need a point guard. I don't actually have a point guard on my team, so I'm happy with Ball. Where if I can get a Jason Kidd type player, sure.
I got a bunch of point guards that are from last year's draft that aren't going to help me anytime soon.
Well, I mean,
again,
I've seen so many mock drafts where it's fucking Minnesota taking False that French guy Fox, like another one of these later point guards, Dennis Johnson.
Yeah,
and so that doesn't bode well for Dunn.
No, I mean, again, I'm really gonna have to do some homework on this in the next couple of days. I'd actually especially since the Red Rock League is after the actual NBA draft. I think just off the cuff, if it somehow works out that I can get whoever the Suns draft, that'd be cool. I don't think that happens, but again, the way these teams are stacked,
it probably will. I mean, again, you should be able to take unless 76ers take a Monk or Fox and let Jackson slide based on team needs, which I've seen, but I don't think is actually going to happen.
Well, I mean, a lot of GMs don't like to go outside of just drafting. But again, you draft what's best available. If you've got a surplus of something, you trade it.
Again, I don't think the 76ers are nearly there yet to be worried about filling holes.
Right. Yeah, I mean, team needs, I've drafted for team needs before. That cost me about 3 years worth of first-round picks in our Dynasty Baseball leagues.
Exactly.
And several years worth of first-round picks in the Dynasty Basketball leagues. So I tell you what, I'm not drafting for team needs anymore. I'm drafting what's best available. And I guess that's what I'm going to do in Red Rock. That's all I'm going to – I mean, again, I do want to kind of go with what if the player that the Suns draft is there. But I really do need to do some homework, especially with the Dunn situation. I think I got Baldwin too. I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
I mean, I have 3 players that I feel like I'm excited about, and the rest is just a puddle of shit. I got the obviously Karl Anthony Towns. I've got Brandon Ingram, and I've got Marquise Chris. So those are 3 pieces I'm pretty happy about. The Dunn thing, the Baldwin, I don't have anything else where I'm like, oh, that's going to be okay. That'll be exciting when it comes. Nope. Because I fucked up that Red Rock League, dude. I fucked that draft up bad. I shouldn't have taken first pick overall, especially with the reverse non-snake. That's fucked up, man. Josh, that's fucked up. That's a fucked up setting. I mean, that's such a piss poor way to allocate talent.
Hey, Trent won with an early pick because he had Houston and had Harden, so he was an early pick.
Yeah, but was Trent not one of the people that was trade raping half the league?
Well, yeah, I mean, come on, those trade offers we saw for him were fucking laughable at best.
Yeah, so fuck Trent for his trade rape. I mean,
again, I don't even think his team is all that good, to be honest.
Well, but he got his little trade shenanigans or whatever the fuck, and he won the league. Good for him. But I tried to build a dynasty team with but I did it wrong. I actually went into that draft not realizing it was complete reverse non-snake. I mean, in hindsight, I would have done absolutely last pick or second to last, But
yeah,
JD was smart. JD went as late in the draft as he could. Because again, that's on me. I got Towns, and if I could turn Towns into an absolute windfall, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But
well, again, it's hard in a 30-team league to get that. I mean, again, it's like the NBA where, I mean, teams that have those assets aren't necessarily going to make those pick or those trades, and really you're hoping to get a collection of picks in a couple of pieces.
Right. And that's also tough to negotiate because a lot of people don't want to do that. Or it seems like in these Red Rock leagues, everybody just wants to fuck you in the ass, not actually have a constructive trade dialogue for the most part. So, but whatever.
I had talk of trades for the number 1 pick where I could have had 1 and 2, but it would have cost me Embiid, and I can't do that for Fultz. I value Embiid more than Fultz. I was trying to get Thon Maker back because I actually really like Thon Maker a lot, and I don't think I can keep him in the FSAA Dynasty leagues, but I'm going to try.
Okay. I still think, I don't know, maybe you can still squeeze it out of him. I mean, just gas up Embiid. Get him gassed up on Embiid.
But at the same time, I'm still good with my team. I got my Booker, Simmons, and Embiid is my big 3. I got Ball, who I'm going to draft number 2. I have Zubac, Ulis, Justice Winslow. I got a good team for a 30-team league. I'm happy.
Nice young dynasty team. Meanwhile, I need a few more years. Let me have another look. I'm sure it's down there somewhere. I feel like Big Lebowski getting jammed my head in the toilet. I'm sure it's down there somewhere. Let me have another look.
Right.
Yeah, you don't trade Embiid. Bronson, you hear that? You don't trade Embiid. What were you doing?
Wow, Bronson
I gave Embiid to Bronson.
Again, as long as he's healthy, he's fucking great.
I still think the sky's the limit there, and you gotta hope he's healthy. He's not like Greg Oden, so hopefully he's good. But man, you all right? So that's the only thing. I mean, if you could sell for absolute sky's the limit kind of thing with Embiid, I would totally do that.
Well, the FSAA Dynasty League where I was trying to get Kawhi off of you. Or Kawhi.
Right. Kawhi, yeah. Yeah, but I don't trust Embiid, I don't think. There's a reason why I got rid of him once before.
Well, again, I still felt I had enough pieces thrown in as well with Hield and Brogdon and even another piece.
Yeah, well, it was several days later, I made a trade with Nate Dogg that kind of blew the doors off. I was like, now that's what a dynasty trade looks like when you move a first-round pick, number 3 overall. Right, I moved. Now, granted, it has sort of kicked me in the ass this year so far with the Freeman going down and, Bregman. Okay. This was baseball.
Yeah.
But I still have Stanton. Stanton's doing fine. Bregman's coming around. Freeman will be back. I got a nice group of prospects. I'm still good with what I did. I mean, that was a better trade than what you were offering in a lot of senses. Now, granted, it is different sports. That's the difference. I mean, I don't know what the equivalent of Like, if you moved the equivalent of a Freddie Freeman, a Giancarlo Stanton, and an Alex Bregman, plus 2 really good prospects for 1 first-round player, that would, like, empty your team, like, in a dynasty league for basketball. Because, again, we're talking about, like, 10, 15 players versus 20-something, or 30 even, with the NA slots and stuff.
Right.
So I guess that's the main difference. I mean, Nate Dogg felt like he could do that and he could afford the cost. He wanted to get his guy. He paid to get his guy. But if I'm moving a Kawhi Leonard, which I feel like Kawhi Leonard has similar dynasty value to a Chris Bryant, just different sports, it would have to be on that type of level. And full of like, well, they might be good someday, you know, which I realize might be good someday. Like, that's nice, but like, I'm not trying to be good someday. I'm trying to be good as soon as possible. And that's why I did that type of trade with Nate Dogg. And look, I'm in 4th place in that FSAA Dynasty Baseball. So that's what it was. And, you know, we'll throw that back out there in FSAA Dynasty Basketball. I'm sure I overspent in the fucking draft. Woo.
Right.
Oh, God.
And I got too many players that I can't keep. So I'm going to be looking to do a lot of like 2-for-1s, 3-for-1s, just to consolidate.
Well, and that's the good thing. It's first year of the league or second year of the league going into it, right? It was a fresh NBA dynasty.
And I already won it, so like.
Oh, all right. Well, it's convenient.
I got the trophy cherry.
There you go. Well, so we'll do that. We'll talk trades. We'll get into that. That's still so far off. We just got to get through this goddamn shitty NBA Finals first.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it can't be a complete sweep. That's all I'm asking. It can't be a sweep.
LeBron will win 1 game.
I hope LeBron wins 4 games. I mean, I still do. I believe in LeBron. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I want to be like Mike. It's like I want to like believe in LeBron. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying, like, I want
hope or believe in one hand and shit in another and see which one fills up first.
Yeah, I get it. But still, if LeBron can like come out and put something up that's like just amazing. I mean, think about it. Wouldn't that be the most epic finals ever if somehow LeBron just like delivers? It's gonna if he does it, it's got to go 7 games, and it's gonna be just like last year where like he's on the floor crying. Maybe he dies, like he's just dead right there at center court. Like he throws up the like game-winning half-court shot for 3 and just drops dead. Like, I need that level of excitement. Like, this series is bumming me out before. Like, I need something good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still rooting for it. I want to see some LeBron action. All right. So what do we want to wrap up with here? Because we've been going on long enough.
Yeah, it's about that time. Anyways, let's just kind of wrap up. Like, I think your rage casts are a hit. I think you should get angry and do videos now and then. I think a actual weekly meeting, I think is potentially huge. And okay. I'm back, I'll hop in when I can.
Okay. No, I mean, like, that's what I'd like to hear or see. Like, I mean, if you're listening to this after the fact or you're hanging out now, hit the comment section down below and, like, give me some feedback. Like, what do you want to see? What do you want to hear? What's a good time? What's a good day? Did I do okay? I don't know, right? Feedback. We need some feedback so we can kind of cater to the audience, I suppose.
Well, again, the one feedback on your Rage Cast was you need to do more of them and how, there's too few real fantasy sports channels out there.
Are we real?
Well, I think real because we're actually addicts and we're not just fucking getting paid to, like, spew stats at you.
That's true. Okay. All right. Well, it was nice. Yeah, it was nice to get that feedback. That was good feedback. That was not Jets Infinity Jose, but it was another Jose. So, Jose, if you check this out after the fact, thank you. I appreciate that. That was nice feedback. Well, should we, I don't know, should we wind her down? Do we have any future updates? I mean, when do we want to try to do some football? We want to get some mock drafts in or?
Again, just come by our site. Stay tuned to Twitter. We'll try to jump in a league, do a live stream draft, mock draft, real draft. I don't even fucking know at this point.
Doesn't matter. Woo! Football, baby. I'm excited because it's better than basketball now.
You're more excited than I am. I'm still like waiting for these goddamn Super Tube deadlines to pass and getting prospects called up and like reading about fucking the next goddamn Eiffel or Stifle Towers and finding.
Okay, well, I mean, again, I'm working on this Super 2 thing. I'm sitting and biding my time too, but like we're still waiting for Super 2, and that's still about I don't know, a few days away. It's maybe a couple weeks, a week. We don't even know. Nobody even seems to really directly know, but it should be soon. So baseball prospects getting called up. That'll be like a free for all. It'll be a feeding frenzy. And like Andrew, good grab on that Hoffman. Nice grab, Rockies pitcher. I meant to pick him up for that start, missed the pickup. And now he's owned. I won't be able to clone him up, so he's still unowned in my league unless somebody else grabbed him. Yeah, there's been a lot of prospects out there I wish I could have grabbed, but because of injuries and
already hoarding other prospects.
Well, inadvertently, but yeah, I've started hoarding when I didn't need to hoard, and I mean, it's one of those things. When you've got so many injuries, that's clogging up a spot for a guy that could be clogging up a spot.
Right.
That's how I operate. I don't know. Everybody hates the way I operate, but that's how I operate. Anyways, don't go out there and get my prospects. I know what I'm looking at. Don't steal any more of my prospects, everybody. Goddamn.
Cubby's got him.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have them. He doesn't. Yeah, Cubby's really interested in who I'm interested. Oh, Hoffman.
Mm-hmm.
You got Hoffman. Okay, I was gonna say that was a good pick for him because he needs pitching. But you don't know my prospects. I know my prospects. Nobody's scooped him yet. You ain't gonna know who it is. I know Cubby's interested. You ain't gonna find out. I know who's out there. You don't know who's out there. I know who's out there. I know who I want. I just need the roster space. God damn it!
Again, I'm just waiting for. I'm just waiting for goddamn Moncada.
Moncada, yeah, like once. But again, that's why I hate these articles that are like, "Well, Moncada's coming up." Like, really, is the sun gonna rise tomorrow too?
Right.
Like
yeah, we all know Moncada, and like he's not sitting out there in the free agency in any leagues that we're in. He never even sniffed free agency.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, I tweeted some guy about it. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, and he's some paid writer. He's like, well, I'm talking about standard leagues. And I'm like, so am I, dumbass. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Go at him if nobody owns him. Like, well, it wasn't even if nobody owns him. You just go at him for your team to help you win the rest of the year. It's like every player you listed is owned. And I'm talking about just standard public leagues that, like, no one else is in. No other addicts are in. Like, either I own one of the guys, like they're owned. Like people aren't stupid. Right. These fantasy articles assuming people are goddamn absolute novice or what are you in a 4-player league? I don't get it. And that's why it's like when I'm like, oh, it's prospects, like we already know they're gone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be like, oh, hey, make sure you put them in your lineup because you already own them.
Right.
Right. Hey Ryan. I have a hot fantasy tip for you. Okay, now, all right.
What's that, Tom?
This is just like a little secret. This is a fantasy hot tip, a little hot secret. When the Super 2 passes and Moncada gets called up, be sure to put him into your lineup. That's a pro tip.
Pro tip from Tommy. Woo!
There you go. That's a pro tip about prospects, baby. Put them in your lineup because you already own them. Fuck. What the fuck? Give me a break.
All right.
That's basically the kind of content you get in the Ragecast, I guess.
All right. Well, this was fun. It was nice to be hot again, go live. I hope you enjoyed my Japanese trumpet story.
I go research Japanese trumpet players, I guess. I'm going to see who this guy is and be like, So which bathhouse? Where what prefecture is this? Where is this in Japan? I'm just curious because I want to sneak over to the women's side.
Hakodate.
Oh. Now, do they have co-ed bathhouses? Or is it just like strictly segregated?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, again, there's already enough like sexual aggression problems in Japan as it is.
Well, no, yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah, that's what's so ironic. You got to blur out the pubic hair, but not the actual like the actual sex act. Just the pubic hair. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, that's all right. I'm going to go sell my car and book a flight to Japan. So I'll let you know how my bathhouse trip ends up because I will be trying to find a co-ed bathhouse. Well, you know, hey, Lao Hiao would like to bathe naked with many, you know.
I just want to go back and find my way into one of these like gentlemen's clubs.
Oh, where they can be like French maid outfits and they like serve you dinner and like it's crazy. They have all kinds of chaos there.
I don't know. I want to find one out, but I don't know how to make that work.
Yeah, but you can't with a wife or a girlfriend. Right. If you're going to be doing that stuff. I mean, if you're going to fully experience the catering that is provided there for various sexual tastes and proclivities. I mean, I don't think you can go there in a steady relationship. You have to be single. I don't care what you're doing or who you're doing it with or who to. You got to go there single because there's a lot of stuff going on.
Pretty much.
Man. Son of a bitch. I am jealous. Not about the guy playing your trumpet, but just the idea. Because I would have been like, I got to find a co-ed bathhouse. I probably wouldn't have got. You know what would have happened? Like I would have missed the boat. It was like Grace would be like, "Where's Ryan?" But it'd be like if I was there with my wife, "Where's Tom?" Like I'm just gone. I'm just like wandering around trying to find a co-ed bathhouse or some of these gentlemen's clubs, and like I just missed the boat. Never come back to America. I'm just wandering around with traveler's checks.
You become Lao Hiao.
Lao, yeah. I start wearing a robe and walking. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's a backstory for another day.
All right. Well, this was fun. I'm going to go ahead and close this out with the Serenity Prayer.
Like.
Fantasy gods.
Fantasy gods.
Grant me the serenity to not suffer any catastrophic injuries for the rest of the season.
Right.
The courage to add and drop prospects that get called up aggressively. And the wisdom.
Oh, as always.
To trade players that get called up for max value.
Max value on the day they get called up. Hell yeah. All right. We are Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. Thank you for joining us for Podcast 92. It's nice to have you back, Ryan.
Thank you. It's good to be back, Tom.
All right. We are FantasySportsAddicts.com. Go to our website. Hang out, sign up, leave a comment down below. Please subscribe if this is the first time you ever saw us. Please do give us some ideas or suggestions about how we should proceed with the live hangouts and all this. And appreciate everybody hanging out today. At letter F, letter S, the word double letter A, FSAA. Thank you guys. See you next time.